what's happening, everybody? It is Thursday night, time for another episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and in my co-host chair was going to be Debbie tonight. And the fires in California tickled her neighborhood, so she had a skedoodle, but she's back. She's home. She's safe. And so last night I'm like, Nadine, can you save me? And then here's Nadine. Hi, Nadine.
Hi.
Phew. You know, it's good that she's okay, but it's also great that I have friends that could pop in at a moment's notice and get all the categories together, the segments. That's the best part. So, because I thought about a few other people, I'm like, nah. Even though I just had you on, I'm like, nah, Nate can do it because she can pull it together quick.
Yep, and I did.
That's the best part. All right, let's get right to our guests. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. All right, tonight our guests are April and Brooke. Oh, and some cute doggy, I'm guessing. I got to tell you, I was already talking about Brooks' amazing hair when we were backstage. And as we were doing the intro, I'm like, he's got Superman hair. I'm so jealous. I am so jealous. All right. So the reason you guys are on tonight is because you're brand new sellers. And so usually I describe the mug and rum ahead of time and explain why they match up to you. Today I'm going to show them and then explain, because you're going to be like, why in the world is this mug and this rum? Okay. So you live in a weird little town in Kansas that no one can pronounce except for you guys. And there's no rum from Kansas. Since you're so new, this is my newest tiki mug. It showed up on my doorstep 3 days ago. And this is a brand new rum we have never drank before. So we thought we'd try it out tonight.
Wait, what is it called?
It's called Diplomatico. And I only bought the small bottle because in the nerd rum community, and I say that lovingly, everyone's split. You like it or you hate it. There's no like, it's okay. So we wanted to try it, but what happened?
Uh-oh.
What happened to our guest? What happened? You guys didn't want to be on the show anymore?
Are we back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I like it. It's good. So in honor of you guys being brand new eBay sellers, brand new mug, brand new rum.
Yes. Woo.
Awesome.
All the newbies.
And Nadine's got her sippy cup finally with a lid.
Yes. I'm just drinking ice water, though. So.
Are you guys joining me at all?
So I brought a one-of-a-kind mug, and I drink coffee and water, and that's what I drink all day long. But this was made by my 12-year-old daughter in her ceramic class. So.
Well, then that is extra special.
Yes, it's one of a kind. I think it holds about a half a gallon of coffee.
Just as a heads up to the listening audience, April and Brooks are on an iPhone. They look nice, but because of no mic, they don't sound as loud as me and Nate. So when we get to interviewing them, I will back mine away a little bit because there's not much to do with that, but we're working on it. But they look good, and they didn't look good when they're on the computer. So kind of like my mom. All right. You guys sit back, relax, enjoy the first half of the show, and we'll see you in a little bit. Enjoy your half gallon of coffee.
That is an awesome mug.
Yeah.
See, I love those big mugs. That's great.
All right, let's get right to it because we got a lot of good stuff this week. Now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting. Now, in case you all don't know, Nadine is a graphic design artist by trade, not a eBayer by trade or a posher.
Correct.
But what I have been doing when we would do the different segments is the little scroll. The scroll was fine, but I wanted to up my game. And so with Nadine's help, here's how the show will look from now on. Now, we only have this
game.
Yeah. This is the only one we have done so far, but bam, look how much cooler that looks. Plus, if you ever need to go back to the show and scroll through it, you'll really be able to see where you're at and the big, nice graphic on the top. So we only have the scores one done so far, but by next week, we'll have
now
them
that I know how to position them, it took a little tinkering because, they had to be positioned.
Look how awesome that looks. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Yeah. So
all right, let's hear about your awesome scores this week.
Okay, so this is, if you don't know the brand Marimekko, it is a brand that you should all be looking for and picking up. Now, there are different variations of Marimekko. There's a Marimekko for Uniqlo. There was a Marimekko for Target. This is the straight Marimekko line, which is the one that brings the most money. And it was just 100% cotton floral. It was a size extra large, which I think gave it a little bit of an extra bump in price. I sold it for $69.99 plus shipping.
Very nice.
And this Yasuko
Hamana.
I can say her name too, Kirisaka. She is she's a designer based out of Seattle. She's Japanese American, that's her name, and she is very, very into textiles and something called the login look, which is like this kind of artsy, like if you picture like an older art teacher walking the streets of New York, like she would probably be wearing this. So very interested in very high quality textures. So this was one I paid $5 for it.
Yeah.
And I sold it for, actually didn't sell for $149. It sold for, I think I sold it for, it was near $100. I can't remember. It was 89 or 99.
Okay.
So,
still very good.
Yeah. So it was up there, but yeah, I took a best offer.
And
that brand for sure.
What?
And this was a surprise. I got these. I actually won these on a shopgoodwill.com because I've been sourcing on Shop Goodwill because I still am not thrifting here in New Jersey. And I got these for won the auction for $20. And I sold them for $99. I took a best offer, and they were not in the best condition. Jason, if you can just pull really quickly a couple of the side. I mentioned fully that the side, the Iron Maiden was rubbing off a little. I cleaned them up as best as I can, and I am good at cleaning sneakers, but there were some things that just couldn't be cleaned on those, and they still went for quite a lot. Had they been brand new condition, they might have gone for a lot more, but I was happy with that. So
nice job. Now, usually I kind of ramp up in terms of, from your lowest score to your highest, but I didn't put your highest at the end, and there's a reason you'll see in a second.
Okie dokie. So this is a Current Elliott that's a great brand to sell, especially on Poshmark. These jeans I sold twice. The buyer canceled the first time, and I sold them for $3 more the second time. So not bad. So
now I shared your score this score last because my first score is kind of along the same lines, distressed jeans. So
okay.
If you don't know Embellish brand, I forgot that's just a screenshot. I did try to get a little bit more for them, but by the time I bought them and got listed, the price had dropped. But I searched when I got the $40 offer the other day, and the going rate on all these Embellish brand jeans were around 40, 35, 40, 42. So a solid $40 offer, I took it. And I think I paid $4.99 for them at Savers. Yay, I sold something on Bonanza. Yay.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
It was a Sesame Street record. Yes, a piece of vinyl, Born to Add. $24 plus shipping on Bonanza.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from my first box from the blue boxes, the Goodwill mystery boxes, which Nadine got me into checking out. And $25.49 for this baby-faced t-shirt. And it was only up for maybe a day.
See?
And then last but not least, I wanted to show a variety of selling places. So you saw 2 eBays, a Bonanza. You're about to see some Amazons with the CDs, but this is Facebook Marketplace. And I put it up. And then when you sell on Marketplace, you can put it in multiple places. And so within about a day, I had a customer who was interested at full price. And he was brand new to Tiki collecting, and I threw in a bunch of extras for him. So
nice.
Not using Facebook. You should be, because it's easy to sell. And no fees.
So was that a local pickup, or did you ship it?
Nope, I shipped it. So he paid for shipping.
Okay.
Now it's time for CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start out with flipping cassettes first. What the heck is New York cassettes?
I don't know, but they sold for $25. I actually found these in the bins, and I'm assuming, because I do live near New York City and all, that somebody had them in their, you know, at their in their estate, you know, sitting in the closet somewhere for quite a while. They're like, I guess they were tourist cassettes. I don't know. But
I mean, are there Vegas cassettes? Are there Cleveland cassettes?
I don't know, but I sold New York cassettes for $24.99 plus shipping. So
and these aren't even good blank cassettes, but so
no,
well
they're
done.
not. They're cheap quality. So
Well done. And last week I didn't have one, but I do this week. It's nothing amazing, but still, when you pick up cassettes, usually anywhere from a quarter to 75 cents, and you can sell them for $11. Hey, I'll take it. And I've already sold a cassette today that I'll be sharing next week. So new edition, picked it up for 50 cents and sold it for $11. So not too shabby.
Bobby Brown, right?
Very good.
See? You never know what I'm going to come out with, do you?
Very good. And where's my CD scores? Come on. They're there. And now from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. All right, Esquivel is an amazing artist. If you've not ever heard of Juan Garcia Esquivel, I would go check him out. Definitely cool lounge music from the 60s. This isn't a big sale, but the reason I wanted to show it, and I've showed this a lot lately, this was on Amazon for like a year and a half. It's on eBay for like 3 weeks, and boom, it sold. Now, didn't have a huge return, but I only paid $3 for it. So I still made a profit, but you got to move your stuff around, especially media. You don't know if the right eyes are on Amazon or eBay or Discogs. You just got to keep moving it around until you find where the customer is.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
All right, rocking with Dokken. What was funny about this, Dokken is a hair metal band from the 80s. Y&T is a hair metal band from the 80s. Sold a Y&T CD and this Dokken CD 30 seconds apart. Different customers, but it's so funny. Out of my 1,000 CDs on Amazon, 2 hair metals sold right back to back. So
Interesting.
As you can see, I paid $3 for this and sold it for 20. Now I know I know you're familiar with Rodney on the Rock, right?
Oh yeah.
So he was a DJ on K-Rock out of Los Angeles, and this was a compilation. And the bummer, Nay, was when after I shipped it, when I was prepping for the show tonight, I never looked at the songs on the compilation. It's early punk and new wave from the early 80s.
Oh, that's awesome, actually.
Yeah, it was already gone by the time I
genre,
realized that. So paid $10, did sell it for 24. Not a huge profit, but still a
looking
good.
at his bowl cut and all, you wouldn't think of that.
No. But my good one for the week, my real good one. Hey, we're the Monkees. I paid $4 and sold it for 48. Woo!
Nice. Wow, that's impressive.
See, that's the kind of thing. That's why I teach my classes. Who would have ever thought that a Monkey CD ran $50? Well, it's out of print.
Okay.
And someone wanted, and before anyone asked, yes, of course, I put a fresh case on before I shipped it. People always like, did you ship it with a crack and the $4 price sticker? Nope. But I always wanted to take the pictures and show I only paid $4 at a record store and sold it for 48 hours. Wait a minute. Which tour? Dokken or the Monkees, or which tour? I'm going to guess the Monkees. Yes. Isn't that crazy that a CD went for this much?
That is crazy. I would not guess that.
Last week we didn't have this segment, but luckily it's back. But wait, there's more. Hold up. It's time for Stacy's Budget Bin Scores. All right, this week Stacy found this UFO. They were a classic rock band in the 70s. You probably don't know them, Nay?
No, I do not.
But $1 to $30. Her average is usually around 15. That is a good dollar flip. So if you're not checking out the budget bins, you're missing out on $30 CDs just like this. All right, so it was the Monkees. It wasn't Dokken.
Good job, Stacey.
Yep, and there she is. Good job, honey. You rock. But sadly, not everything is a winner. Now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours. I don't have our duds prepped. I don't know how that happened.
How do you not have them prepped?
I have no idea. They're not there.
Did I sent them to you?
Oh, you sure did. I don't know where they're at, but we're not going to stop the show. So we're going to change up things and go right into.
Are you going to pull them up for after?
That has never, ever happened where I get to a segment and went, where's the segment? Now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. This is my first drink of the day. I have no idea what happened to our duds. I realize now I never put them in.
Are you pulling them up for?
No, we'll skip them for this time.
Alrighty. So where in the world? Yeah. So this is for a stock. I sold this. It's a Michel Cordy. It's he's a French artist and folk art, very folky. It was a small painting. I found it in the toy section, stuffed on the top shelf behind the toys. So I think somebody was stashing it there. I paid $5.99 at Goodwill a while ago, and I sold it for $100 plus shipping to Stockport, UK.
Nice. Yes, the duds were a dud. Yes, they were.
Yeah, they were a dud.
Now, I don't pre-prep with the co-host. Whatever they got, they got. And so, oddly enough, you were in the UK today. So was I, in a little town called Whitland.
Okay.
And I wanted to point out this peignoir set because Stacy found them at the last hour of a 3-day estate sale. 3 peignoir sets still hanging up for $5 each.
Nice. That's beautiful.
This one sold directly on eBay UK for $90.62 American, and it's off to England as we speak. So someone in England needed a picture from Nate and nighty and negligee from me.
Yep.
All right, let's hope. Let's hope shipping's ready.
I hope so.
Now it's time for You've Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping. Is this your shipping segment?
That's my shipping segment. So I'm just showing you an example of, I love to sell and ship shoes. They are my favorite thing to sell. If you don't know, if you're not in the Secret Beach, I did a webinar in there and I talk all about shoes. But anyway, flats and flip-flops too. There's certain shoes that you can get away with not only shipping in a padded envelope, but not necessarily a padded flat rate envelope. You can ship a pair of shoes first class safely. If they're not heels, if they're not something breakable. These are Tory Burch flats. I was able to stuff them with tissue paper, and then I wrapped them in tissue, put a nice little eBay thank you sticker, and put them in a regular eBay padded envelope, not a priority. And they can be sent first class. And you see they only go at the 6.3 ounce rate. So that is some cheap shipping for a pair of shoes. And they will arrive safely. You cannot do that with every pair of shoes. Again, if they have heels or things that are going to break off, do not do that. But for a pair like this, they can go first class.
And there's Debbie in the chat. So you all know she truly is alive.
I'm so glad.
All right. So, I talk about FOMO and Tiki mugs, but some mugs you can't FOMO for a variety of reasons. This one had feet and arms sticking out, and it just wouldn't work and would be susceptible to being broken. So what my tip is, if you're going to ship a lot of the same thing, like I ship a lot of Tiki mugs, have the correct box. Don't sell the mug and then go dig through your boxes. Sometimes you have to buy packing material. And so Bubble Fast was nice enough to give us a discount for the entire month for Thrifty Business, for the Thrifting Board, 15% off. So if you go to bubblefast.com and you plug in Jason Thrifts, all one word, you get 15% off. So what I highly recommend is stock up on your supplies you need now for the winter, for Q4. Get them now. But if you're going to ship Tiki mugs that you want a box, the 13 by 7 by 7 is the perfect box. The absolute perfect box. I have shipped 500 Tiki mugs in that box, and it's exactly perfect.
Good to know.
All right. Now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you are outsourcing.
Okay. So my tip is right now during the pandemic, again, I am not going to thrift stores, not only because I'm high risk, but things in New Jersey are a lot different than the rest of the country, apparently. So, I've been sourcing a lot on shopgoodwill.com. My advice if you're sourcing on shopgoodwill.com is to check the estimate shipping tab. Definitely look at that because sometimes things cannot be combined with other items. Sometimes you'll buy things in the same region to save, but there's some items that can't be. And sometimes they will have higher than should be, or or they make mistakes. So I bought this lot of DVDs for my kids. I won the auction for $10. There was a $3.50 handling fee. I was okay with that, and I'm expecting the shipping to be like maybe $7 FedEx, or a little. No, when I went to check out, the shipping was $35, I think, and the whole thing came to like well over $40 for those. What? And I said, I'm not. So I opened a ticket. There's a contact seller button on there. You can open a ticket. And I expected them to say, oh, well, that's our shipping price. No, they said, oh, we're so sorry for the error. And they took off the shipping completely and gave me a discount. And I got the whole thing shipped for $8.99. So nice. So a few tips there, one, check the shipping, two, contact them and ask, and three, don't assume that they're trying to rip you off, because sometimes it is a mistake, and they take care of you. So.
Yep. It was an error. No biggie. All right. I've shared this tip before, but when it comes to fruition, when it really happens live and in person, I want to share it again. This is the basket section at Savers.
Yes, it is.
As you can see, there's some little kid shoes there, and I don't really buy kids clothes all that much. But look how adorable these Osiris little skater shoes for some little kid are. And they were $2.50. And these are the exact same pair, different color setup. But as you can see, those are $30 shoes. So the tip really is eyes open. No matter what section you're in, if you're never going to buy a basket in your life, look around. You'll never know when you're going to find little $30 pair of shoes hiding in the basket section for $2.50. Yes.
They were trying to put my I can't type in the chat for some reason.
Yeah, you can't.
There's an asterisk in between the Colbray and the
I'll get it up. Now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. Doesn't matter if you're selling on Depop, Etsy, Mercari, eBay, or Poshmark. Here's some little tips and tricks to help you out when selling.
Okay. So if you're on Poshmark, and this applies to the mobile app, if you're sharing through the mobile app and there is a party, a lot of times you should do this anyway, because it supposedly bumps your listings up higher in the algorithm, but who knows? But what you should be doing, especially if there's a party, is instead of hitting that little circular arrow button just to share the item, hit the thank you. Awesome. Thank you.
There, I'll show it in a second, but I want to get it ready.
Okay. And then you'll see that you have to double share. You'll have to share it to the party and to your followers. So you'll have to share it twice then. So if you go to the next screen, this is what you should be doing. You should be hitting edit and then next and then list, and it will automatically take care of sharing it to the party and to all of your followers all in one step. So it saves you an extra click there. So. And supposedly it bumps you up higher in the algorithm. Who knows if that's true? But it's definitely helpful during the party, so you don't have to hit share twice.
I like when you can cut out a step. All right. So I have a teenager who takes my pictures, and sometimes she gets so robotic she doesn't step back and think these don't look good. So here's the problem, though. She took fresh pictures, but I sold it before the pictures got changed. But I wanted to show you. This is kind of like a cover up. There's slits all the way up the side to the hip. So it really isn't a dress, but look how awful it looks on this too short of a mannequin.
Yeah, it looks all bunched up and kind of frumpy.
But look how nice it looks on the full size.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
It's night and day. So the tip is don't get so robotic that I always take pictures this way. Back up every once in a while. What you're doing doesn't look good. The coloring looked better outside. Obviously on the full-size mannequin, it looked way, way better. So of course she notices, but I need to show her this side by side so she can really comprehend how much better it is to use the full-size mannequin. And then for those of you looking for a store, here it is. It's Colbray Asterisk Dazzle.
Or Colbray's Dazzling Finds. Yes. Long story as to why it's not that, but yeah, it is what it is.
All right, we got one more segment. It's a long story.
We don't need that right now.
Now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season?
I sold this Nordic Fair Isle wool heavy knit, hand knit sweater, and it is a kid size. Jason found it in the bins. So I paid 99 cents a pound, sold it for $19.99 plus shipping, and everywhere. And it did go to, I think it went to Arizona. So it's pretty hot in Arizona right now.
Well,
yeah,
it is. We're setting records in Phoenix and Vegas.
Oh.
There are some up in the mountains places in Arizona, but who is thinking about a wool sweater right now? Oh my God!
Somebody bought their kid or their grandkid a nice new Fair Isle wool sweater for in the middle of 105-degree weather. So
no, not yeah. We actually wish it was 105.
Okay.
Here's where we're at right now. Yep.
I guess you're right.
There we go.
118. Oh, okay. So yeah.
So definitely wool sweater weather, 118 degrees.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So.
All right. So
let
me get that off of there. Because when you're also thinking about buying a wool winter sweater, you're also thinking about buying your Christmas Tiki mugs in August.
Mm-hmm.
And this sold for $85. So, the reason we do this segment, don't wait for the season. Get it listed. Now, I wanted to share this one specifically because now it's time to do our little housekeeping here. What I've been doing mostly on Wednesdays is my little scores of the week videos where I take a few scores from this show, Thrifty Business. I add them to the scores of the week video and I add more knowledge about the items. And then I add some scores from this past week that you won't see anywhere but these little videos. They're 10 minutes long. Give them a watch. We're up to number 8. If you have not seen these, go back and watch. But next week, you're going to see that mug again. And I'm going to explain to you why I got more than double the average. Okay? So tune in next week for scores of the week number 9.
I like your little score videos.
Yep. Hey, what's this, Nadine?
I don't know. What is it, Jason? Now I am doing, I've kind of revamped up my freelance business and I'm doing a lot of freelance work on the side. And I have a Facebook business page. So please like it. If you haven't already, it's NS Designs at N Shearstone Designs. So if you scroll down, Jason, you can see some of the designs that I've done lately. I'm doing store banners, business cards, package inserts, all for people. And those are some of the ones I've done recently. And I've had some happy customers. I write a little blurb about what they wanted and, why I did the designs I did. So you can check out my page there. And I am offering for my fellow online sellers, I'm offering some design packages. I'm offering 3 different price points. So it's affordable to everyone. And I am a professional graphic designer. I am spending a lot of time, so these are actually really good deals for the hours, the time I'm spending and the quality that you're getting. So 3 price points, and you can also customize these packages if say like you want a package insert instead of a business card, or you don't need the Facebook banner, but you want something else. I can talk. So reach out to me by all means, message me. You can email me through that page, message me through that page. I'm all over the place. So definitely contact me if you're interested and I will help you out. And if you buy one package, like let's say you have an eBay store and you want to design your Etsy store too, I can do that for you and I'll give you 25% off of the second package. So
now Nate does amazing work, has always done my work for me. And we haven't even thought about this. You need to start making a package for YouTubers because when you can add this to your screen,
that's true.
This part's the hard part. If you were not trained like Nay is, there's no way you're pulling this off, because when she sent me the first one, I'm like, all right, we need to adjust it here, and then like 2 seconds later the adjustment shows up. I'm like, oh my God, that would take me hours to do the adjustment. So if you're doing YouTube stuff and you want to really class up your screen, and by next week I will have all these done, or they'll have all these done.
I will have all them done.
I can't wait. Now Nadine has her own show on Friday mornings, which is tomorrow.
Yes. So usually at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, I do a show with my friend Lola, and we talk about different topics, all related to thrifting. And tomorrow we are going to be talking about vintage postcards. And Lola is very well versed in vintage postcards. I am not so much, but we're going to be talking about what you should look for, show you some scores, and we offer you different thrifting tips. Last week we did a show all about Betsy Johnson. We've done shoes. We've done Poshmark, eBay, just all different kinds of topics. So definitely subscribe to Naylo's Thrift Talk on YouTube, and and you'll get the alerts for our shows, and definitely tune in.
Come join me in the chat tomorrow. All right, Secret Beachcombers, those of you watching right now, this month we're doing a scavenger hunt along with my web class for the month, my surf report, and the cocktail party, kind of all jammed together, but in 2 parts. So part 1 is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock West Coast. This is where you're going to get your scavenger hunt items that you're going to need to find. So then you can send them to me next week. And then for the cocktail party the following week, I will announce the winners and the prizes. So tune in. And then also Secret Beach, Saturday, Typhoon Steven. Steven collects, like I collect Tiki mugs. Steven collects family fare and anime DVDs and knows to the nerd level, which is so awesome that it's like I know Tiki mugs. It's amazing. He knows by the hinges, Nadine, the hinges of the DVD box, if it's a fake or not.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that is such a level that that's what we're doing for the guest expert in the Secret Beach this month. And then for everybody, Mom and I will be back on Sunday. Why is the blue dot on eBay important? And how do you get the blue dot? So tune in 7 o'clock East Coast, 4 o'clock West Coast, and then Thrifty Business right next week. How many of us have always wanted to do the 127 yard sale, the world's longest yard sale, and haven't done it yet? Well, Kevin and Kim did it. So the questions we're going to be asking is, did they cover all 120, or how many miles is it? Like
690 miles.
Yeah. Did they cover all 690 miles? Did they peter out after 2 miles? How much did they find? Where do you sleep? How do you book a room that far in advance? So if you've ever wanted to do the 127 yard sale, tune in next week and we're going to find out all about it.
Very cool. I just learned about it from you, so I'm very excited to hear about this.
All right. I think that's it. Let's get our guests in here because it's time. Oh, one more quick thing.
Okay.
This is my friend Jordan. I did a live video earlier today.
Yeah.
So you may have seen it. Jordan and her family accidentally, back in April, unfortunately, and they just noticed a week ago, donated her baby blanket. This is her in her baby blanket.
Aww.
And her mom rocking some awesome sunglasses in the dead of winter.
Her grandmother made the baby blanket.
Yep. So. And so this is the Goodwill it was donated to in Monument, Colorado. That's where it's located. Doesn't mean it was going to be sold at that Goodwill. But if you happen to have bought it or know someone who did, please contact me. They said they're offering a reward. Grandma made it. They just want it back. So do us a favor. If you could pass the word to your friends who live in your thrifter friends who live in the Colorado area. There's another kind of close-up shot of it right there. Embroidered with nursery rhymes on one side and then the little flower pattern on the inside. So pass the word. Maybe we'll find it, because there's been a lot of crappy stories in 2020. This would be an amazing story.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's get it back home to her.
Yes, please. So please share that and let me know. All right. Now it's time for the Thrifty Business special guest of the week. Hi guys.
Hey.
Hi.
What's happening?
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah. You're just, I'm going to push my mic away so people don't have to keep turning up and down.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you don't have an amplified mic, so it's not going to be as loud as me. And then I'm going to pop you out for a second and then pop you back in so we can put them up top. All right. So when I wrote up the blurb, I was alerted that I was a little off in my details. So first off, I apologize. But second off, it's a great story. So tell everybody what I was wrong about and the actual truth.
It's kind of more embarrassing though. So I've been actually a part of the thrifting board since 2017 because I found a lamp on Facebook Marketplace and I was like, that woman way undersold it. And so I purchased it and I found the thrifting board, just stumbled into it to ask opinions about what the lamp might be worth. And honestly, it was a dud. I ended up reselling it for the same price but my newsfeed ended up, it just, all kinds of sellers were telling their bolos and things that they found. And I had no clue that this was a thing. I knew eBay existed. I just didn't know you could make money on vintage packaged underwear. I mean, so yeah, I was hooked and I for a long time wanted to do eBay, but I would get intimidated by all the shipping stuff. You know, people would make mistakes and they'd lose money, and I just was afraid of messing up, so I never started. Then he came into my life and put everything on hold, and yeah, now we're married, and he decided he was done listening to my lame excuses, and he decided he was going to run with it, and he's done an amazing job.
So I'm glad you said what you said about the shipping horror stories, because when I put it in the terms I'm about to put it in, people never think of it that way. And then when they do, they're like, oh, okay. So the shipping horror stories and like the returns, did I get scammed? So people read groups, mine and others, but we keep a lot of the negativity out of mine. If you have a problem, and here's the difference. If you have a legit problem, if someone's legit trying to pull a fast one on you, bring it to the group with facts, no emotion, and then we're going to help you to the best of our ability to hopefully make yourself whole, or at least lose as little as possible. The people that come in are like, every buyer's a scammer. Well, just that's not true.
No.
But what I tell people is, think about this. There are 57,000 people in the thrifting board. Let's say today 10 people had an issue with someone trying to pull a fast one. You only see those 10 things. What you're forgetting about is 56,990 of us that didn't have any problems today.
Yeah.
So even if we only sell one item a day, say we're just not great sellers, we only sell one item a day, that is 56,990 successful transactions that we didn't talk about because there's no need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely happens. I just had something happen on Poshmark where I was scammed. But guess what? Poshmark sided with me because they knew. They looked at my feedback, my ratings. They saw that I was an ambassador. They looked at her history apparently. And they so a lot of times too, the platforms will side with you. And sometimes these people that I think comment in these groups are just people that maybe aren't giving good customer service. They're assuming the person's scamming and the person is really being honest, and then it escalates and it's actually the seller's fault because they're not giving good customer service. So you never know.
Yeah.
But that's what we kind of want to tell newbies is, yeah, look, you're going to see some people with shipping issues, sometimes their fault, sometimes
it happens, yeah.
But that's not the norm. And so jump in. And I gotta say, we're not going to show them just yet, but your scores blow ours away. So you guys are doing pretty good. Like I looked at your scores, I'm like, dang, I wish I had some scores like that.
She's got a good eye.
It's both of us.
But a good eye helps, and a good eye and two sets of good eyes because y'all have different things you like,
Right?
They asked the Chicago meetup group, Ecom Chicago, asked Stacy and I to be the Zoom guest next week or next month. And the topic is, okay, how do you get your non-thrifting partner interested in it? And if you can find things that they enjoy, their eyes go to those things. And if they can find value in them, and they also enjoy spending time with their significant other, that's kind of how you do it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to ask the audience for their best tips. Now, audience, don't give them just yet because I'm going to ask April and Brooke a couple questions. But get ready. Think about the thing that you wish you could go back in time and tell yourself. The one thing you're like, don't do this or make sure to do this. All right, so so you've only been selling 2 months. You've been on the thrifting board for a while. You've been selling 2 months. What's the biggest hiccup you've had so far?
I think it was figuring out shipping, and I'm sure I'm still figuring it out. But like my cost for shipping initially was a much higher percentage than it is now. And I think it's just learning the different tricks of the trade when it came to shipping. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of just different people and different things to look for and different pointers on, making sure you're packing things right and all that. So it's really been real enjoyable. We haven't had any really big negative things happen yet to this point. So
Yeah.
And that's
They
lucky.
found a few duds for sure.
Yeah, we have some duds, but
Somebody made the point to make sure you're looking things over really well, or don't see unless you know an item really well. Don't leave the store without doing research on it. Then like think you're going to get all this money for it, because when we've done that a couple times, we've left with a few things thinking, oh, that's unique and it'll be worth something, and we didn't do research. Or we'd come home and found an item that would be worth $60-$70 until we realized there were chips all over, or like an area we didn't notice. So
Yeah,
that's probably our biggest hiccup otherwise.
but you learn from those duds or mistakes. Yeah.
And I think the shipping is the one area of online selling that you have to make mistakes, because I can teach you all day, but until you get hands-on and put it in the box and have one break, or have the shipping cost be way greater than you figured, those are the times when you're going to learn. And I still make mistakes every once in a blue moon on shipping, so it does happen, but it's got to be hands-on. You've got to make the mistakes to understand it, because it's the most convoluted BS part of this, because of the different boxes and weights. And, oh, there's a new FedEx surcharge we just found out about literally this week. I'm like, oh, good Lord. But you've got to make the mistakes, and I'll make that one when I get the surcharge. Then I'll remember it, and then I won't ever forget it ever again. Now Christine has the best first tip. Kitties are soft. So
Yeah, that's a good tip. That's great.
Remember, kitties are soft. You'll be just fine selling online.
It is true. So I think too, eBay is really the biggest learning curve when it comes to shipping. Other platforms do make it easier for you. There's a lot of times there's just one or two negotiated. There's some negotiated rates, and it's just that's it. Like on Poshmark, anything up to £5 is $7 and some change. So it is. I think if you can master eBay, you can do any platform. So.
Yeah.
You sold something on Poshmark. Yeah, and she shipped it, and I was like, it was that. That was so much easier.
I don't
So
have
much
a big
easier.
closet. I don't have a lot on Poshmark, just one or two items. But that platform, to me, so far has been the easiest as
So
far
much
as shipping.
Yes.
Brainless. I mean, you don't have to think about it. So.
Yeah, and there's the trade-off. Some platforms are way easier. Mercari's pretty easy, but Mercari's only United States. And so you can't get the reach that
as with Poshmark. Yeah.
eBay is easy to sell worldwide. Like I'm on Amazon, and I got to jump through hoops to get into the Amazon other countries. I haven't done it yet because I'm like, dang, that's a lot of work. I'll get there. It's on the long to-do list, but you should have all the platforms, because different eyes, different customers. I mean, of my 4 scores, I showed 3 different platforms this week. So, all right. So you're on eBay and Posh. What else are you guys using?
I just jumped on Depop. I haven't done anything yet on that. And I'm leaning towards Instagram because I'm starting to see a lot more thrifters on Instagram, I feel like. And I love decor more than anything else. And so with Instagram, there's a high focus on staging and things like that. And that stuff I love. So I actually just have my little section over here where I have my merch to start selling on Instagram, but I haven't done anything with it yet. So
yeah.
And it's not fair of shipping this time. So.
Now, and the good thing is you're in the thrifting board, because anytime you come to a stumbling block, just hop in there. People will love to help, and pretty quick. All right, before we get into the tips from the audience, which is next, I forgot. There's a little bit extra about you two getting married. What you want to share that, because it's just so awesome.
Well,
you guys know each other a little ways back?
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. So we dated in my early 20s. I was 21. So, and then I decided I wanted a cooler hip guy. I broke up with him. He was a nice guy. And yeah, a few years later, I was like, oh, I gave up a really great guy. So, but he had moved on. And anyway, things happened.
I cut my hair short back then. So.
I like his long hair.
So how long was it between when you dated and when you got back together?
Well,
17 years.
Oh yeah,
17 years. Yeah. This is like a Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks movie, Nadine, going on.
No, it really is. It's really
it's
cute.
A pretty wild story.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the tips. I see a lot of great ones in the chat, and some of the things that we talk about right here. Obviously, Stacy says Christmas sells in July. So
Absolutely.
a lot of new sellers, they're like, I'm going to save my Halloween stuff to, September. Nope. And I just put in a post in the Thrifty board. I approved a post. Someone sold a full Teletubby costume today.
That's the whole premise of your unseasonably sold segment. So yeah.
Right. We just sold a cast iron nutcracker today, a stocking holder.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Christmas plates. What, 2 days ago?
Christmas.
That
plates.
was a tip I learned from the thrifting board: is Christmas any time of the year.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, Linda wants to share your pain. She's not new to eBay and still trying to figure out shipping.
We're in this together, Linda.
All right. Chat is awesome tonight. All right, here we go. Angelique got one. Make sure you're organized. That is for sure.
Yeah, that is a good one.
You're going to hate yourself when you go to ship an item that you sold 3 weeks ago on a different platform. It'll happen, but the more organized you can be.
Yeah, I had somebody this week cancel an order. They accidentally purchased. They meant to send an offer or something. They canceled the order, and then I told him I'd go ahead and accept what he was wanting to offer, and we sold it. I had it relisted, but then eBay posted it again today. So thankfully I caught it because I had already shipped the item to the guy. So.
Oh, and real quick, just to I might have confused people. It's not Ecom Chicago next month. It's just the Chicago monthly meetup.
Yeah.
It's run by the couple who run Ecom Chicago. So sorry, Ecom Chicago is not happening this year. All right, so this one's great, Nate. I've never even thought about this one. Angelique runs her hands and fingers or everything to feel something she doesn't see.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I can see Angelique in the store just like massaging jeans.
Well, I feel I use my touch of like to feel. I could go through a rack blindfolded and pick out the high end fashion items just because I know the feel of that high quality fabric. I know the feel of cashmere. I know the feel of merino wool versus acrylic, and so. Yeah, so definitely.
Yeah, if you've ever owned or touched a high-end purse, the leather in the real high-end ones compared to regular leather is so different.
Yes.
And Stacy, my wife's not a purse girl, but I've found purses where I've just been going through them and I'm like, oh, that felt nice. Let me go back to that. Yep. And don't, make sure you double check when you're putting your labels on, because if you mix up the two boxes. Now, here's the tip. Every one of us has sent the wrong thing to the wrong person. Switch labels. So what you do the second you figure it out, maybe before they get there, or you'll know as soon as the first person gets the wrong thing, talk to them quickly, throw yourself on the sword, apologize, and say, could you help me out? I made a terrible mistake. Could you help me out and mail it to the correct person? I'll have them do the same. I'm going to email you the labels. You don't got to pay for nothing. Maybe even take $5 off for the trouble. Almost every customer will be like, no problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I do have to say, I've never done it in almost 10 years of selling.
Shut up, Klutzy. You
never. Now, next week, I'm going to do it. Watch. Tomorrow, I'll ship. I have almost, but what I do is I double and triple check every single time. I check. I go to my phone, even though it's like redundant, and I check to make sure. Because on Poshmark, you can only see the user ID. You can't see like the item, like the other. So I will double and triple check. And in almost 10 years of selling, I haven't done it once. So yeah.
Well, congratulations, because we did it. When I say we, I mean my assistant Kelly. We did it not too long ago.
Oh, I know it's easy to happen. I've almost sent them out where I've had to like at the last minute switch the label, but I haven't actually sent the wrong item. And
all right, all the tips have been good, and I'm sure we got great ones coming up. But Ann's might be the best. This is the thing that really trips up new sellers. For shipping, she aims for the average and doesn't get concerned if one or two run over. So sometimes, so many people spend so much time figuring out everything to the penny. I look at my things like bricks of weight, and so if I'm shipping a 2-pound item, here's the price. Now, if it goes to the corner of Maine, I might lose $1. If it goes to LA, I might make $5. But no one has ever complained about my shipping. And so if I lose $1 here and make a couple bucks there, it averages out. But it's way less time, and I'm sweating it way less. I see people spend far too much time. Now, I don't want you to get screwed, but start to understand jeans cost this much. Coffee mugs cost this much. CDs cost this much. You put the average, you just stay with the average price. And over the long haul, every month I make $200 off of my shipping charges because I ship very, very well.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the month, my $200 extra pays for all my shipping supplies.
Yeah, you definitely learn after a while how much certain items weigh and what it's going to be. Like with my clothing items, I could almost I know them pretty well. Where I don't really have. I mean, I still will weigh things, but after a while, you kind of learn.
All right, are you guys doing international shipping?
No, not yet. But I know I know that was something that was going to be brought up.
What was it?
Are we doing international yet?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to. I think
That,
for me,
that gets a sad, creepy clown. All right, so starting tomorrow, right now, your business model is, I'm only going to sell to 300 million people. Your business model should be, I'm going to sell to 7.6 billion people.
Yeah.
It is so easy. There's nothing. And even if you're afraid, like if you're that afraid of, something happening, do the eBay. eBay now has the eBay Standard International, which has some, you can get reimbursed at. Just global shipping has, that's more expensive. You might get less buyers, but that also has, the extra assurance. So, even if you want to kind of ease your way into it, you can use those too. So
here's the deal. If you can ship to Maine, you can ship to Spain. Shipping doesn't change. So if you know how to pack whatever you're selling to get to a domestic location safely, you pack it the exact same way. There is no difference.
Mm-hmm.
Your label spits out on your printer. There is no difference. The label looks different. You have to charge more, but other than that, there is no difference. And July, are we in August? Yes. I don't even know what month we're in anymore. July, 20% of my sales are international. 20%.
Yeah, you're definitely missing out. So take the fun, step right into it.
And hey, we're here to help. Thrifting Board's here to help. And Kathy, I love this. Helps to gain perspective to share what you're struggling with. Makes you realize it's not personal. It's just been business. Yes. Mm-hmm. Don't ever lose your cool because a customer wants a return item, or even they try and pull a fast one on you. Someone stole my credit card, my business credit card, started a new Amazon account, bought crap I didn't need, had it mailed to me. It sucks. And it sucks I had to change my business card because I knew it by heart, but I didn't get upset. I talked to my credit card. I talked to Amazon. I got it all fixed. No biggie. It sucks.
They had it mailed to you?
They had it mailed to me. They had a whole different.
What was the whole point of scamming then?
I don't understand. And
that doesn't make sense.
It happened to another friend, and they got cool stuff. I got crap.
Oh, geez.
I got the metal. Oh, I thought I had it here. The metal holder for your bottle of water on a bike. I don't need that.
Oh, come on. Do you get to keep the scamming crap at least?
Yeah, but my other friend got like cool stuff. I'm like, dang, why
you? That doesn't even, like, they're bad scammers.
They're bad.
That's
all right.
One thing I love about the Thrifting Board is the culture that you've helped create there, is that you don't allow people to speak negatively about customers or situations until the facts are given. Because like you said so many times, somebody might think somebody's scamming them, but in reality, it's that there is a miscommunication or a seller mistake. And I love the culture you've created there. There's a lot of respect for the customers and even for each other. And so I had actually joined a couple more thrifting groups after I found yours, just to kind of expand. And I left them very quickly because it was totally the drama, the disrespect. So,
well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that is shown in the way with that me and all the admins run the group. But here's what the people who scream, it's a scam without facts, never think of this. Have you ever thought maybe your customer is 82 and doesn't have the best eyesight? Because
you don't know the other
customers who are 82 without good eyesight. So they might have missed it was a 7-inch single and not a 12, So why assume it's always a scam? Not every customer is 20 years old with good eyesight and a fat phone. It just isn't the case. And so until you show me proof, yes. Great one from Brian. Buy postage online. You would not believe how many packages I get and someone stood in the line. So A, they stood in the line, and B, they put paying at the post office is the most you could ever pay. It's the most expensive way to ship. And so I am shocked. I'm shocked at people that do that all day long.
I just got one today. It was a 4-ounce item. They paid the retail rate, and they paid almost $5 to ship that to me. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to go into the post office no matter what.
Yeah.
We full disclosure, that's what we did for about a week or two. So
Oh, wait, and that's where everyone starts. And here's how I changed. So this is 2000, way before online labels and all that. And so I started selling CDs. And within 2 months, I was selling about 400 CDs a month. And so every day I'm at the post office dropping off this, tub of CDs. And one day the guy goes, we can't keep doing this. I go, can't keep doing what? Mailing my stuff? And he goes, you got too many. I go, is that a crime? I don't understand. He goes, you're going to have to buy a meter. And meters weren't cheap back when you had to do meters and stuff. And I'm like, I'm a dude in his underwear in his spare bedroom selling CDs. I'm not buying a meter. I go, but what are my options? He goes, you could put your own stamps on. And this was so old, there wasn't even self-adhesive yet. I was still licking. But he told me, he goes, this 2 stamps for a 4-ounce CD, if it's a little bit higher, it's 11 cents per ounce. And so I started doing them all at home the night before and then just dumping them. And so I've really never gone to the post office much since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a great tip. Make sure you order your supplies before you need them.
It took a while to arrive. Yes, that's true.
When you walk outside to get that next stack of padded flat rate envelopes and there is no more, crap.
Well, your local post office does not, they don't keep a lot of those items on hand. They don't have the padded flat rates. They only have a lot of times just the medium, the large, and the small flat rate boxes, and that's it.
Okay, so when you get to international, this is a good tip. Thank you, Angelique. When you sell on any platform that generates the label, it takes the title of your item. So like on eBay, it takes the entire 80 characters.
Yep.
Customs doesn't need that. They need to know it's a used pair of jeans. Used jeans. You don't need bedazzled, embellished New York City jeans. You don't need all that crap.
You don't even need, I'll just do men's jeans, women's top. Like that's
Typically,
it.
they like the used or the new because new will get taxed. And so most of the stuff we sell is used.
That's interesting. I didn't know that part, Jason. You just taught me something.
Yeah. So you just change it. You're not lying, but they don't need 17 descriptive words. They need what it is.
Yeah.
The barest essence. This is a good one. I don't need it too often, but good one, Linda. I have the whole set out in my shipping area.
I think it's good to also, especially around the holidays, to have a second shipping option that is express or something much faster, much more expedited than because people are looking for the gift. So
I will say this, and I don't know why. Look, we're all stuck at home for the most part. I cleaned up my Amazon shipping and I offered 2-day shipping. Yeah. I've had people use it like 10 times in the last 3 months. So they're paying like $25 to get an $8 cassette shipped to them. I would never have guessed it, but thank God I added that option because 10 times in 3 months, I might have lost those customers. So make sure that you have that option and make sure you have the packaging because it helps.
Sure, yeah.
Like, now, where am I going to find this?
Excuse me.
Yes, great tip, Linda. You guys are awesome tonight. Yay. And please, if you have anyone new to selling online, share this episode with them because this is awesome. Always keep your correspondence with customers on eBay and keep it professional. No matter how much of a dick they are, you keep it with, again, bare bones. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what we're going to do. If you don't like it, there are procedures that they can follow. You don't have to hold their hand and follow them. But right now, do I have it handy? Right now, I'm waiting for a cassette back. The person did a return and only sent me the cassette, kept the case and the artwork. And when they said, where's my return? I said, where's my case and artwork? Well, you scammed me because the cassette didn't work. I am sorry. And I said, I'm sorry the cassette didn't work in the middle of side B, but I didn't try and scam you. And you're not getting a return until I get the artwork and the case back. Well, I was just going to keep it in case I found another one.
Mhm.
What an idiot.
Okay.
But I was just like, I will absolutely give you a full return and return shipping, but I need all components.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now some people would have been like, "You're an idiot," but you can't do
They
that.
are an idiot, but I didn't tell
Yeah,
them that.
but you can't tell them that exactly.
You might be able to sell the artwork.
Yeah.
Plus, the platform that you're selling on will back you up if you're professional and all the facts are in
Because
them.
here's the thing, too. Now that I've had that conversation where they've admitted to keeping it, if they try and say, hey, Amazon, I haven't got my return back, I can say, hey, Amazon, look, they've admitted to keeping 2/3 of the product.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Seller protection.
Now, I will say this, Grace. Yes, I used to have to go to the post office back in the day when we had to do international because we couldn't do that online. No way. I just sold a Christmas CD. See? Christmas and August sales. And I got to know the employees at my post office so well that they would, when the manual would change, which is called the DMM, they would hand me one and go, here, you'll learn it before we do.
Oh my goodness.
Which is kind of a sad state of affairs, but I did. And then I would bring them cookies, and those 30 seconds, I knew who had grandkids. So I do miss the interaction, but I don't miss the time wasted.
Yeah.
That's-
They're better than that.
Well, I live across the street to the post office, so I feel a little bit guilty for.
Well, yeah. If you live across the street,
Yeah.
sure, drop them off. Easy peasy.
So I am over there a few times a day, and I do know all the employees, and we're on very good terms, especially since they hit my house. That's been.
We love ours. Ours are nice.
Now, I love my postal carrier. I actually have his phone number.
Yeah, I was surprised. You said that to me. You're like, oh, well, I'm going to text my postal. I'm like, you have your postal carrier's phone number that you're like on text message.
He lets me know when there's going to be fill-ins because every once in a while the fill-ins miss the pickup. And wintertime, Stacey makes him some nice treat, Christmas present, Christmas bonus. And then the other day we happened to actually accidentally scared him. I saw him coming, so I opened the door. He didn't know I was standing there. So he was just in his own world bringing the packages up. And I went, hey. He goes, oh. I go, oh, sorry. Cold water and iced tea. And he was very thankful. So, Brian's just like you. He lives across the street.
Ah.
Oh, here's a great one. Leanne, thank you. Don't be afraid to sell a buyer with zero feedback. All start somewhere.
That is a good one.
Yeah,
That's
so.
I remember too from the thrift.
Oh, what happened to them?
We lost her.
Come back. Come back.
There they go.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on over here.
That's all right. And then, as Mary said, kind of what I alluded to, man, if you've got a good postal carrier, hot times now, if you happen to bump into them when they're at your door, cold water, cold iced tea, wintertime, my guy loves Stacey's treats. He's like, oh, when I give them to him, he's like, oh, it's treat time. Yay.
When I have a zero feedback buyer too, when I leave their feedback, I'll say something like, welcome to eBay. I'm so honored to be your first feedback, Yeah, you definitely, everybody starts at zero. So
yeah.
And think of it this way too, is oftentimes people have never been on eBay in their life and they're like, oh crap, I need this mug that is now sold out. And they just start Googling and they find eBay. And so they might never buy again, but the one time they're on there, they're going to buy from you. Now, if they have a good experience, they probably won't say anything, but if they have a horrible one, they will for sure tell people.
And then they won't buy again. So you're actually doing all of your other fellow sellers a favor by giving them a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've had some scammers too, and they've had positive feedback somehow. But
Yeah, so you can't judge.
Go ahead.
Look, I've told this story before, but I'll share it real quick here. A guy bought a reel-to-reel from me, and a reel-to-reel is, if you're old enough, it's before cassettes came out. So music came on big reels, almost like movies. You had to put it on a machine, feed it through onto an empty reel, and as it played, it filled the empty reel. So he told me how to ship it, which I never knew I was shipping them in properly. So I was actually very thankful. He said, do this, this, and this. He then messaged me and yells at me, he goes, you didn't ship it like I told you, and now it's broke. And I'm like, and I just smelled something wrong. I'm like, I am so sorry. Can you send me a picture? And he sent me an obscure picture of like the side of the box. The box I sent was black, and the box he sent me a picture of was this blue. So I knew he was pulling a fast one. And so I'm like, I need to see clear pictures, please. Because at this point, once you know, then try and get it to where they're going to admit something so then the platform can see it.
Yeah.
So he kept trying, and then I wouldn't bend to his will because it was all BS, and eBay saw that. He then listed the broken reel-to-reel and called me out by name in his listing for trying to scam him and his church.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah. So
Wow.
not
And
very
so-
bright.
Oh,
And so I called eBay, and in the picture that he put, it was the thing I sent him, and now it had a footprint on it, and that's why it was broke. You could
Oh.
see the footprint. But again, I didn't lose my cool. I called eBay and said, hey, look at this listing and look what this person just did. And so they removed him and the listing from eBay.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
good.
professional and facts. That's what you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any other last minute tips? Because I think April and Brooks have gotten amazing tips. I saw some writing going on, and we want to see international shipping because it's easy.
Okay.
And
And
look,
why don't you guys
Yeah.
post
So-
in the thrifting
so
board when you
real
have your
quick
first
on-
international sale? That would be awesome
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
kind of follow up and let us all know.
Yeah.
I mean, look
So
at
the
that.
question
Someone
I have
needed a
on internet-
$90 peignoir set in England from me this week. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I've had that painting up that I sold for $100. I've had that up for a while, and if I wasn't selling international, it would still be sitting in my store. So
Mhm.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, hold on.
We'll do
What?
it.
What? How did I ruin your kids' Christmas?
no, that's a pretty big
What?
action in there.
Yeah.
What
Need
just
an
happened?
explanation.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Jason, what'd you do?
You're a Grinch.
I don't know. I'm just here hosting a show. What did I do?
Jason.
No, apparently you're the Grinch, and we don't know.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, another great tip. If you're gonna do electronics, and I
yes,
recommend
great.
them. Do never send out electronic without fully testing it. Like I won't
And
fully
what about putting a video too in your listing of the electronic working,
Yep.
like the boombox, have it playing, or
Oh, I stopped on her reel to reel.
oh, okay,
All right.
all right.
Yeah, I don't listen to every piece of music I sell because I figured it out once. If I did, it'd be 57 years at this point, 24 hours a day. That just ain't happening.
You're not even that old.
No, and so I wouldn't happen. But electronics, yeah. And guess what? Here's the other tip. There's a follow-up tip to that. Old electronics, although they worked on your table, in shipment, things could bounce apart and not work. So
Yeah.
if the customer says they don't work, you
Believe
kind of
them.
got to believe them because, and I'm talking old ones. Modern ones probably not so much, but if you sent out a 1970s receiver, it bounced around a truck and a plane, it could stop working. It happens.
The only thing I'm not testing is we had a secret beach webinar a while back about camping gear, and I am not testing any kerosene lamps or kerosene stoves. So
Mhm. Yeah.
because I will light things on fire. So
With you on that one.
yeah.
Great tip from Susan. If there's a flaw in your item, take a picture and call it out. Don't hide them.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
one.
And
Sometimes you can, even if the flaw is bad, if the flaw is something that's really noticeable or severe, you can even say as is in your listing, and that'll
Mhm.
attract attention to it. That
Yeah.
oh, damn it. All right, and the best one here is the battery compartments. You buy something that moves and sings and dances. If you can check at the store, man, those batteries been there for 20 years. Everything's going to be corroded and dead, and you're not going to be able to fix it. So
I made
sometimes,
that mistake with it was a Texas calculator. So I think I got it for $2. It was comped at like 70. Got it home, and the batteries were corroded. We replaced it. It didn't work. So
yeah.
and this one too, we threw out some stuff the other day. It just isn't worth it. Once we realized there was a defect that was beyond the norm, and I'm like, all right, it's not worth our time. It's not worth the time to pay a teenager to take a picture of it, to pay an adult to list it and ship it. It's just not worth the time.
Yeah.
So sometimes just cut it out, throw it away.
mhm. Yeah.
If you are, and this is kind of like a little courtesy thing, but when I redonate things like that, I'll list like doesn't work. This is wrong with it, so that the thrift store knows that the next person doesn't have the same thing happen to them. Kind of good karma.
Oh, that's the other thing. The person who wouldn't send back all the cassettes, she said, and you're probably a jerk who's going to resell it anyway.
Well, that's not being a jerk. What else are you gonna do?
Oh, here, let's end on this and then we'll show your scores. Someone rented a CD from me the other day. They're very expensive. They were very specific. Track 4 and track 8 skip. My wife and I listened to it. Don't skip a bit. But I didn't lose my mind. I relisted it at a higher price, and when it sells, I'll actually make a couple more dollars.
Good.
So you can't stop people from borrowing stuff. It happens. And I'm sure we've all done it at Target or Home Depot a time or two.
Yeah.
I need the screwdriver for 30 seconds. This very special screwdriver. I need it for 30 seconds. I will never need it again. All right. We're going to cut out your duds. Let's share your score. Now, I want to ask you this. You have over 100 items. Why don't you guys have a store yet?
Oh.
I don't know how to answer that question.
I think we're gonna wait 3 years.
All right.
I guess that's a question we have is like, at what point do you decide when do we do a store?
Yes,
Like,
you're
what's
already
the
in.
difference?
You're at that point now.
So there's that little tiny store. You're already into the normal first level store.
Like the
When I say first level, I'm not talking about the little tiny one they added, because once you have 100, it is more cost effective to have a store. You get more listings, you get your quarterly shipping supplies for free. I mean, you're paying for the store, but
it's like a $25 coupon for the first level store.
Yeah,
I get
for
a
the
15
first level store, so basically, you could get all your tape you ever needed for free or as part of your subscription.
Right.
You get vacation settings. You get all kinds of good stuff that you don't have right now.
Branding, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you are at that point where now eBay has been given, because of COVID and stuck at home and blah, blah, blah. eBay's been giving a lot of free listings. And some people are like, maybe I don't need a store, but I recommend it still, because as Nadine showed with her artwork, you can brand it. You can, give yourself a style. And then hopefully if you've got some cool stuff, people keep coming back to you. They remember you.
And I think the vacation settings are worth it alone, because, you never know when something emergency life happens. You're going to have an emergency where you're going to have to, you're going to have to put everything on pause. You can do that with the click of a button, so you can't do that. You have to end all of your listings otherwise, which, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, but if anyone wants to go buy something, Redemption Market. There it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that shirt that's hanging behind you right there.
Yeah. Made in
All right.
Hawaii.
So here's a quick little tip. Get that period out of your title. No punctuation in your title.
Oh, okay.
I think I did a cell similar, and maybe it was in there.
But very good job on the pictures. They're nice and square.
Yeah, your pictures are great for being new sellers. Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of new sellers, even me, when I was a new seller, I will admit that I took those pictures on the floor and my pictures weren't in good lighting, and I didn't know all of that. It was.
Yep. So good job. All right, we're gonna skip your duds too. This will be a dud-free show. What the hell?
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about your scores. Where'd you find this H-Bar-C shirt?
So we actually found that at a thrift store in Kingman, Kansas.
We really, really love small town thrift stores because we've noticed that you can find lots of gold there.
Like old
kind
vintage.
of literally there, but there's lots.
And
of
do you remember how long? Well, could only be listed for 2 months at the most. How long was it listed before it sold?
A week.
Yeah, a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really good. The only thing, and it's sold, so
yeah,
it doesn't matter. But I would say that if you have a light item like that, you should take it on a dark background. That is one thing. It would have popped a lot more. But hey, it's sold. So
yeah, and I've started doing that with some of the other items, and that actually had a flaw on it, like the seam on the front. But I took a picture and notated it in the description.
All right, so here's the deal. Here's the mistake you made. Oh my gosh, I actually found a real mistake. That flaw should be right here. because it's not there, eBay will not cover you if the customer
Well,
said.
here's the thing: do you guys list on mobile or on a desktop?
Mobile.
Mobile.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. So with mobile, you don't have that box. You don't have that option. I list 99% on mobile.
It's
So and I
BS.
don't go often on desktop and fix my listings. If I do have something with a flaw, I'll do it. But unfortunately, mobile doesn't give you that option. So
Okay.
So
yeah, the guy actually gave us positive feedback.
well, that's great.
Yeah.
But to protect yourself, anything that has a flaw, you're going to have to clean up on your computer. So
yeah, that
Okay.
is one thing. If I have something with a major flaw, I will go back to it and put it in and go to my desktop and add that in. But that is one caveat with eBay. That's one of the
So
things.
get it up there because then you're protected. eBay says, "Hey, customer, tough," because they had it in the condition box.
Yeah, but there is no condition box on mobile.
Great tip.
All right.
Thank you.
What is this?
Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't know what that.
I would have never picked that up.
Me neither. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of rough condition. And
Yeah. So he was at a thrift store one day showing me pictures of like flower pots to see if I liked them for my own collection. And I saw that in the picture on the shelf behind him and I was like, grab that
good
thing. Yeah. And it was $20. And so we debated, but and this was actually pre-eBay. Like I've had that for like a year with good intentions. But we just finally listed it and within a week, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Wow, that's amazing. That is a score.
Yeah, it was a really great score.
Yeah.
And we had somebody actually sell a round and oval version for $5. So we purchased it right after we sold that one and it's been sitting. Nobody's interested. So
All right. It's going to come.
Yeah.
Okay. I would be petrified. I've been shipping for 20 years. I'd be petrified to buy this and ship this.
You know what? I would too. This is way out of my comfort zone. So, yeah.
So it was out of ours.
Yeah. So the horn actually comes off.
Okay.
So it twists off, and it turned out to. I mean, it was a lot to get it shipped, but it made it there, and
a lot of bubble wrap.
Yeah.
A lot of bubble wrap, giant box. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is
and
awesome.
actually that one we had some advice from the thrifting board on that item. Really great advice from the thrifting board. So turned out great.
All right.
San Francisco.
Wow.
That's amazing.
All right, Susan's got a great tip. Switch to 60-day returns. Now, that's for everybody.
I think that bumps you up in the algorithm too, doesn't it?
So bumps you up. And here's the deal. No one has ever contacted me on day 58 and said, "Can I return this?" Just doesn't happen.
I have to change. A lot of my older listings are still 30 days, so I have to go in but you can batch.
Yeah. Because it puts you higher in search and no one ever, if someone's returned something, it's within the first 30.
Yeah.
But having the 60 puts you better off in search. So you might as well
take advantage of that. Yeah.
Have a deficit to your listings.
Yeah. Most people will return within the first couple weeks.
Okay. This is amazeballs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Look at you guys. My goodness.
Yeah. It was pretty
cool. I was selling like $10 shirts when I first seen it. This is amazing.
It was also $20 at a thrift store, but it was like you were talking about high-end items and you can just feel the quality, and that was one of those pieces. And so that was another item I asked about on the thrifting board.
It must have been heavy.
Huh?
Yeah.
It must have been very heavy.
Oh yeah. But it just was it looked like it had never been used. So, and we sold that one also within a week, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys hopped up on all of your scores.
Yeah, Ken Folk is a very well-known interior designer, I guess, and he did something for Pottery Barn. And you can't find anything from him out there. If you do, it's super, super high priced.
Mm-hmm.
Nice job.
Yeah, that is
that was a
super
lucky
cool.
find. Yeah.
You guys don't even need any help. You're
I
just
know. I showed a $25 T-shirt I sold. What
But
the
so
hell?
much of it was because I like the thrifting board. It was a lot of just, again, I've been on there since 2017, so I've soaked in a lot of information. So
yeah,
we really
so,
have,
and that's a great testimony because that is it's the best
exactly.
it's the best group there is, and you will
Yeah.
find so much information. There's
Oh, absolutely.
Holy
I mean,
crap.
I
Everybody's
get
so
something
generous
like
there.
within 2 seconds, somebody's like, "Oh, that's this," and it's
Yeah.
this year, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Nay, it weighed 12 pounds.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised though. I'm really not surprised because knowing my art, like I know that something that's good quality, like that would be heavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Thank
Tina said
you.
you're doing a great job. Elisa wants to know if you put ice in that dog's head, does he get a break?
That's a good question. Valid question.
He's brainless.
Debbie
It's
says,
so
are you
small,
sure you're
though.
new sellers?
I know, right? I mean, you
We're
just like with
definitely
Jason, you've been selling for way long. I've been selling for almost 10 years. You've been selling for a lot longer than me. And you guys just blew us out of the water with your score. So
Uh-oh.
Good.
Thank you.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So
We just really love it. It's
Yeah.
been a lot of fun.
it is fun. I
It's pretty
agree.
life-giving.
and it's fun for me to see a couple doing it together. And that's why I'm talking about
Yeah.
that Chicago meetup.
Yeah.
But it's great that you took the leap. It took a few years, but you took the leap. And but you're kicking ass.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and you got
Thank you.
57,000 friends who want to help you. But
Uh-huh.
the best part, and sometimes the hard part, because it depends on where you live, you both have good eyes and you're finding good stuff. So there are some, like our friend Dennis, who lives in the corner of North Dakota, there ain't a lot around him. And so sourcing's a little tricky.
Uh-huh.
You guys are finding the good stuff. So
There's stuff to be found everywhere, though. I do have to say. I mean, I'm lucky because I live between two major
yeah, you live next to New York City and Philly.
I know, but
We live
I'm
in the corner of North Dakota. There
I'm
ain't
saying there is stuff to be found everywhere.
Yeah. New York City's been one of my dreams to go thrifting for years.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It's more expensive, but you do find a lot of
Yeah.
really high-end items.
All right. So when we are allowed to travel and move about the country, and you do get there, let me know. I'll be happy to tell you all the little secret spots to go hit up when you're thrifting in New York City.
Okay, deal.
And I'll send you to the one where Nay bled all over it. So we'll
Oh
send
gosh,
you.
yes, that was the story. Yeah. Jason and I go back. We go back years, but yeah,
Yeah, she decided to drop a coffee mug and then try and pick it up and then bleed everywhere.
Oh.
Well, I was trying to buy 82 T-shirts and
And
stuff them into a broken.
he gives me his bandana and like absorbs all my blood and like tries to. Yes, I'm a little clumsy.
Thrifting is a dangerous job, people. Be
It
careful out
can
there.
be dangerous. Yes, that's true.
Thrifting is a contact sport. All right. Give our wonderful guests a thumbs up right there, please. And my wonderful co-host who filled in at the last second. And if nothing else, give a thumbs up because Debbie's house and Debbie and Bill are okay.
Yeah, I'm so glad to know that. I'm so glad, Debbie.
And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you're new, thank you for tuning in tonight. Hope you learned a couple things. Click that bell. The bell lets you know when something new is going up.
Thumbs up.
And
Thank you
yes.
for having us. This
Oh.
has been
Thank you so
fun.
much.
Very
It's an
fun.
honor.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
all right, so Debbie, mark this down. What we're going to do for sure is our guest last week, we hadn't seen him in 4.5 years. Let's have you guys back on in 6 months and see where you're at that point.
Okay.
Great idea.
Yeah, that'd be
All right.
great. Yeah.
So, like, let's have you guys back on in March and see, let's see how you've grown since then.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. We'll
So
update you all about our international items going out.
Yeah.
I can't wait. All right, everybody. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Don't forget, tune in on Sunday. We're going to talk about the blue dot. It's dreaded. eBay keeps moving the damn needle, so you got to keep fixing it, but you need it. And so we'll explain why you need it. And we've also discovered it in a whole bunch of new categories. So if you have items listed already in those categories, you are going to have to go back and fix your blue dot. But it's not hard. It's just time consuming. But it's that kind of fixing where you can do on the couch while you're watching American Idol. All
I'll
right.
have to watch because I have questions. And tune into my show tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. West Coast. Naylo's Thrift Talk on YouTube. And we'll be talking about vintage postcards tomorrow. So
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
And thank you, chat. You guys helped them and everyone else who tuned in to watch this show.
Yeah,
You guys
thank you,
rock.
everybody.
Thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
you guys are amazing. Like I was nowhere near where you guys are when I first started selling.
No kidding.
Yeah, you guys are we're feeling good. Feeling good here.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you. Have a good
Okay.
evening. We'll see you around the thrift store when we
Bye-bye.
can.
Bye.